Welcome back guys to another Clash Royale video, and today I want to show off this giant skeleton mirrored goblin barrels deck that I created. Now the whole idea with this deck guys is to use the giant skeleton to go in first and distract the tower, and then go in with the mirrored goblin barrels. Now if you want to get even crazier, you could probably replace either the baby dragon or these skeletons with a minion horde or a skeleton army and use that to bait out arrows first. But anyways, I do have some replays to show you guys, and then we're going to finish this video off with a live battle. But before we do any of that guys, I do have a magical chest to open up. So let's go ahead and open up this very quickly here, and hopefully get some decent epics out of it. A lot of my epics are still level 2, which kind of sucks. So here we go, we got some spear goblins. Musketeers is pretty good. Minion horde. And we got one goblin barrel. And the X-bow, don't need that. Balloon, and finally we have some giants. Okay guys, let's go ahead and do some of those replays I was talking about. So here we are guys with the first replay. Now one thing I do want to say about my deck here is that both my giant skeleton as well as my goblin barrel are still level 2, which is fairly low level at this trophy range, being that I'm almost at level 9 and facing a lot of level 9s and 10s. So I didn't have the greatest success facing higher level opponents with this deck here, but if your guys' epics are higher level than mine, you might have a better result with it facing those higher level opponents. But right here, he's got a prince as well as some goblins marching in. I'm going to use these skeletons to initially distract that prince and then follow it up with a set of barbarians. Now my strategy with this deck guys is to try to get the elixir pumps down early so I can get the elixir flowing for late game, because the mirrored goblin barrel giant skeleton push is fairly expensive. So right there, I went in with the first goblin barrel to bait out the arrows, following up with a second set right here. Now watch this guys, his dark prince is coming in here. I'm going to use these skeletons to distract it and pull it towards the middle, where it'll be further distracted by my elixir collector. And watch this guys, he drops the free spell. Watch his reaction right here. He drops the thanks emote after doing some damage to my tower. So at this point in the battle guys, I was really motivated to win it, because I really didn't want to lose to him after that. So right here, I'm going to go in with the baby dragon as well as the barbarians to do a counter push here. Now watch this guys. He drops down his own set of barbarians. I had the goblin barrel ready, but I didn't feel like it was a great opportunity to go in there, considering my barbarians were pretty close to dying. But right here, I'm going to use the giant skeleton to pretty much take out this entire counter push. The giant skeleton, guys, is a great defense for a huge counter push, because you can just drop it right in front of all the troops, and by the time the troops walk over his dead body, they'll pretty much die from that giant bomb. So right here, we're sitting at about 8 elixir. I'm not really too sure what to do. He's going to go ahead and drop down the barbarian hut right in the middle there. So I am going to go ahead and use that elixir pump again right in the middle. Start getting some elixir flowing for later in the battle. And at this point in the battle, guys, things aren't really looking too good. My tower is all the way down to 440 health. But like I said, I really didn't want to lose to this guy. But right here, guys, watch this. He's got a double prince combo going in here. I do have the barbarians, but I am going to protect the barbarians with that giant skeleton. And right here, guys, because he used a ton of elixir with that double prince freeze combo there, I am going to go in with the the mirrored goblin barrel attack here. And watch this, guys. Those goblins are going to do some pretty decent damage to that tower. And right there, that barbarian is going to make it through and get a couple hits off the tower. And his tower is all the way down to 300 health at this point. So things are looking a little bit better for me. But watch this. He's got another double prince attack coming at me. I am going to use that giant skeleton once again to distract it. And watch this, guys. I use the barbarians there to pull everything back into the bomb radius. And once again, I am going to go in with the double goblin barrel set. Watch this, guys. He uses the arrows in the first set. Here I go with the mirrored set of goblin barrel. Watch this, guys. Goblin barrel lands. He's going to use his free spell out of desperation because he doesn't want his tower dying. So things looking pretty okay right here. I've got a baby dragon as well as a giant skeleton marching up. And at this point, guys, I'm just trying to cycle through my cards and get back to that goblin barrel set. So here we go. Goblin barrel is landing. They're going to get a couple hits off before the arrows land. And all I need at this point is one more set of arrows to take out that tower, giving me the 1 crown victory. Anyways, let's go to the next replay here. So here we are, guys, with the next replay. We're actually facing a level 8 here who is using a hog cycle deck with the princess in it, which is pretty popular right now. Now I do have the elixir pump in my starting hand, so I am going to go ahead and place that down first, right in the middle there. And he does an interesting opening move right here. He drops these skeletons way in the back, as well as the minion horde, which is a pretty big mistake, guys. You don't really want to use that as your opening move, because you don't know your opponent's hand yet. So as you can see right there, I use a 3 elixir card to counter a 6 elixir push by him. So pretty big elixir win for me right there. Now right here, I am full on elixir, so I'm going to go ahead and place that baby dragon way in the back there. Now he does have the bomb tower, which is pretty strong right now, guys. So watch what I'm going to do right here. I'm going to use the giant skeleton backed up with the baby dragon to go in there. Now the baby dragon is a pretty good support for the giant skeleton because a lot of people try and use weak troops to distract the giant skeleton. So the baby dragon actually helps it all the time. Now unfortunately, the giant bomb actually missed that bomb tower. And we tried to go in there with the double mirrored goblin barrel. But I made a mistake on the second barrel, guys. You have to be very particular with your placement of the goblin barrel, because as you can see right there, I threw my goblins way in the back of the tower, and they landed bunched together and got killed by one shot of the bomb tower. You have to try and place them directly on top of the tower so they split up into a triangle, and it takes 3 hits from the bomb tower to take them out. So right here, he's got the bomb tower once again. We're sitting on only about 5 elixir, so I'm going to wait a second here, just start building up that elixir once again, and try and get another elixir pump down here. And I'm in no rush at this point, guys, to push because he does have that bomb tower down. So I'm just going to wait and let the bomb tower health start taking away. So he drops the princess way in the back, guys. And one of the greatest things with this deck is I'm finally using a deck that has arrows in it to kill that princess. A lot of my decks recently are using the zap spell, which isn't a good counter for the princess. Now the only downside to this deck, guys, is my arrows don't kill a level 2 princess. So that kind of sucks. So right here, Baby Dragon's going to go in there and get a couple hits off on that tower. Now as you can see, my next card isn't the mirror, so I'm not going to go ahead with the Goblin Barrel just yet. So I'm going to do a split push with these Barbarians, guys, and then go in with the Giant Skeleton up front. Now the reason I do a split push, guys, is because he does have that bomb tower, and I don't want the bomb tower splash attacking all my Barbarians. But I did use the arrows there to take out that princess because I knew I had the baby dragon to take care of his minion horde. And overall, things are really even at this point, guys, in the battle. He's got a hog rider coming back at me. I'm going to use my barbarians here to defend. I really wanted to use the mirrored goblin barrel, but unfortunately, after I threw in the goblin barrel, I had to use the barbarians to defend. Now watch this push right here, guys. He drops the bomb tower a little too far out of reach. Now my giant skeleton will make his way through and all the way to the tower. And I am going to use the arrows there to take care of that princess. Now watch this, guys. Bomb. The giant bomb is going to explode there, taking his health all the way down to 420 health. Now I go in there with the goblin barrel, but unfortunately I'm forced to use some barbarians and some troops to defend here, so I can't mirror them. But his tower is all the way down to 157 health here, guys. So all I need is like one more set of goblin barrels or 2 more arrows. So right here, he drops down his princess way in the back, which is a pretty big mistake. If your tower is all the way down to 150 health, don't drop your princess next to your tower if you know your opponent has arrows. So right here, guys, we go on with the last set of Goblin Barrel and are able to take out that tower through the 1 crown victory. Anyways, let's go ahead and try fit in a live battle here. So here we go, guys. Now do keep in mind that whenever I do these live battles, I am a little bit distracted by doing the commentary, so I never really play as well as I could. But right here we are facing a level 9, which kind of sucks, because like I said earlier, my epics are fairly low level, but we are going to start out with the Elixir Pump right in the middle there. And we'll see what his next move is. He's going to use the Prince way back there, which is not too intimidating because I do have these skeletons, which I'm going to use right here. Now I want to use the Baby Dragon back here to hopefully distract his Baby Dragon, and then followed up with some Barbarians way at the back of the bridge here. Now unfortunately, I was hoping that his Baby Dragon would be distracted by mine, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. He's actually got the mirror as well, I think, because he just mirrored his Baby Dragon. So here we go, we're going to start out with the Giant Skeleton way on the left-hand side there, and kind of just ignore that Baby Dragon on the right, and hope it doesn't cost us too much. Going with the Goblin Barrel right here. Let's see what he does. He's got the arrows, he's going with his second set right here and just be really crazy. And now, I'm going to use these skeletons to distract here. So unfortunately, we didn't do too much damage to that tower there, and we're probably going to take a ton of damage right here. I'm going to use the Barbarians right here to distract all those troops, and hopefully take care of that Barbarian that's hitting my tower. So that was super risky, guy. Didn't really work in my favor there. But here we go. We got 2 Barbarians marching their way up there. Probably just going to let them die, because it's not really worth it to support them at this point. He drops down the pump there, which actually misses, which is pretty cool, because we're going to get some free damage on that tower there. So we do have the Elixir Pump in our hand once again. Let's go ahead and place that down closer to the tower on the left this time. Now that I know he has the Barbarians in his deck, I might try and wait for him to use the Barbarians before I go in with the Giant Skeleton. Because if he drops the Barbarians behind my Giant Skeleton at the bridge, the bomb won't actually kill him. So here we go, we're going to set up a push here with the baby dragon. See what he does next. We're going to use the giant skeleton way back here. So there we go, that's what I wanted. Now we're going to distract this prince on the right with some skeletons, as well as my own barbarians here right in the middle. Now hopefully that giant skeleton bomb kills that baby dragon. But he might be out of range, which he will be. I'm going to use the goblin barrel here, because I have nothing else in my hand. Now is he going to use the arrows? He is, so I'm going to go ahead and use the mirror here. And that barbarian is actually distracting, but unfortunately I missed the drop there, which really sucks. But right here we're going to use the giant skeleton and then use these skeletons here to distract, and boom, use the barbs over here. So his tower is all the way down to 800 health, which is pretty good. Now for some reason my sound keeps cutting out. I hope it's not affecting the recording, but it's really distracting. So here we go with the more goblin barrels. Hopefully that prince dies here pretty quickly. I'm going to use the mirror here. Now hopefully that baby dragon is distracting long enough. Then I'll follow it with some arrows. Oh, he's going to mirror the arrows there. I should have expected that, because I knew he had the mirror. But of course, guys, if we were equal level, his tower would actually be closer to dying than mine would. So we're going to use the giant skeleton here. And unfortunately we wasted it, which was a huge mistake. Let's distract here and use some barbarians right here. I'm going to actually mirror these barbs right in the middle here to distract everything. That might actually work. Unfortunately, he's going to get to that tower. No, he won't. That's pretty cool. But the baby dragon will. So I'm going to use this here, which was a big mistake. That's going to cost us the battle with that giant skeleton. I should have went in with the goblin barrel. So we will lose this, unfortunately. But anyways, that will do it for this video, guys. I really hope you liked it. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.